Hey guys, welcome back to Mo's Game Table. Today we're going to do an unboxing of Corsair Leader from Verssen Games. Just received a copy of this in the mail yesterday and wanted to share with you a look inside the box. Those who have already backed it on Kickstarter should be receiving your copies currently. If you did not back it, this is going to give you a good idea as what comes in the game and why you should go ahead and grab it if you're a fan of the Leader series, particularly if you are a fan of World War II fighter combat, because there is a ton of stuff in this box. It is a big, beefy box, as all the DVG games, the Leader games are, but this is heavy. I mean, real heavy. I'm kind of under a limit right now on what I can lift, and I think this might be at the limit of what I can lift. So let's go over the back of the box, what comes with the game. You get a 3-inch Black Sheep Squadron cloth patch. And game components, 400 full color cards, 9 full color counter sheets, 1 20 by 15 mounted display, 15 full color campaigns, carrier operation sheet, airfield operation sheet, Black Sheep Squadron sheet, 4 full color help sheets, 2 10-sided dice, 1 player log sheet, and a full color rules booklet. It's operational scale, and it comes with 13 campaigns stretching from Pearl Harbor to Okinawa, including special campaigns, the Black Sheep Squadron, Intercept Yamamoto, Defend Wake Island, Defend Pearl Harbor. There are many different types of aircraft included in the game: F4U Corsairs, Wildcats, F6 Hellcats, F2 Buffaloes, Vindicators, Helldivers, Devastators, Avengers, and Dauntlesses. You'll also get to pilot P-38 Lightnings, P-40 Warhawks, and B-25 Mitchells. It's a solitaire game, as all the Leader games are, and this is a kind of a glimpse as far as what you get counter-wise and cards, but let's take a look inside the box and see what you get. If I can get this thing to open, it is just vacuum sealed. All right, there we go. So we get our full color manual, 36 pages. We'll come back to that in a minute. We have our dogfight board where dogfighting is now introduced. We have a mounted board, which we'll also come back to. That's kind of reflecting some light. I apologize for that. We'll come back to that in a couple minutes. You got your player log. We've got a bunch of scenarios and player aids, and then we have a thick stack of 9 counter sheets, and then we have cards underneath. But first, let's take a look at these counter sheets. On these counters, we've got different types of weaponry, drop tanks, bombs, rockets, different types of aircraft, Japanese and American aircraft in here. Pull that in a little closer so you can get a better look. We've got more Japanese aircraft and American aircraft. Some more, looks like bombs there as well. And then we've got, looks like anti-aircraft weapons here. And then Japanese bandits. More of the same here. And again, more of the same. And some more Japanese counters. And then we've got some more fighters. And then we have, these are damage counters here. And I read on BGG, and let's see if I see any more. I don't. But I read on BGG that people were saying that they were getting the no damage, or I should say light damage counters, I think it is, or just damage, and then there is no major damage counters, even though they are referenced in the rulebook. So I don't see them on these counter sheets, so I'm going to assume that that is the case, that these the games are lacking those. But I mean, that's easy enough to fix. If you get a second damage where you're supposed to have heavy damage, you can just put like a cube or some other sort of way of marking it, so it's not game stopping, that's for sure. And we've got some more rockets, more weaponry, and different aircraft here. And then this is the one I was looking for. The Final Countdown movie, where you can go back in time and you can try to take out the Japanese fleet. You've got AGM-84s, AIM-9s, GBU-10s, AIM-54s, Mark 20s, and you have multiple modern aircraft along the bottom here. So you can do like an alternate history playthrough using this game and play out the movie, The Final Countdown. We'll put those on the side, and then we've got 2 10-sided dice here, and our Black Sheep Squadron patch from the Kickstarter campaign. And then we've got 8 decks of cards. We've got target cards, we've got the Aces expansion, and we've got, I'm not going to pull them all out of the box here, so let's just grab one randomly and we will give it a look through and see what's in it. I'm not really good at pulling those drawstrings on these cards. I'm better off just cutting it, so that's what I'm doing right now. But we've got different cards, as you would expect. You have the different skills of the pilot. It starts off as green, goes to newbie, skilled, average, and then legendary and veteran are the differences on these pilots for this one set of pilot cards here. And we've got a whole bunch of them in here. I think these might all be pilot cards. Looks like they are. So let's put that aside and take a look at some of these target cards. Instead, I'll open those up real quick and we'll take a look at those. I know this is really exciting to watch the table as I cut open these cards, but here we go. More pilots, and then we have target cards: recon force, enemy troops, assault troops, close air support, landing support, outposts, command posts, headquarters, tunnels, carrier defense, airstrips, major airfields, large AAA, supply depots, small dogfight, medium dogfight, large dogfight, light bombers, medium bombers, light carriers, small freighters, search and rescue, Admiral Yamamoto, harbor, truck convoys, and photo recon. So those are some of the target cards, and we'll put those back in the box because we can. And then this also gives you this is the Aces expansion that you can buy separately. This one came in the box here, and it comes with the Kickstarter edition. And let me just move this out of the way so we can take a look at the tactical display board, which is, like I said, mounted. And then you have the dogfight table here. That's also mounted. Inside, we'll flip through this rulebook real quick, and then we'll take a look at these operation sheets and the campaigns and all that come with the game. But as I said, it's 36 pages, and blank at the back we do have a list of the Kickstarter backers for a few pages, and unfortunately no index at the back, which is what I was hoping to see, but no index. So starting off the front, it gives you your components, walks you through the different parts of the game, or I should say the components that come with the game: event deck, target deck, pilot cards, which we already took a look at. There's your different counters, and then you have your campaign sheets, and there's a bunch of them here that come in this. This gives you the duration and victory conditions, like what aircraft are selectable, mission stress zones, enemy bandit types, all these things that you're going to face in each of these campaigns for the campaign sheets. And then we go to the tactical display, pilot cards, the target cards, weapon counters, event cards, sight counters, which are all those red counters that we saw before. Then your campaign setup, how you set up your campaigns. And here's another example of the campaign setup. What, the pilots that you're going to have over here, and New Georgia with the Marines is the campaign, and then the sequence of play, your pre-flight, your target-bound flight, or target resolution, homebound, and debriefing. And breaks each of the steps down here for you to follow. Nice and simple with some illustrated examples of play, and then explains dogfighting, which is a new part of the Air Leader series, is adding in dogfighting now. So that's going to be exciting to check that out. And then we have the homebound flight section, and then optional rules and the Kickstarter editions, and then the credits. And that right there is your rule book. Now, we're going to look at the play rates first, and then we'll get into the really cool part. Linked campaigns, we'll come back to player help sheet. You have your player help sheet. These are all single-sided. And then your key turns and your pilot skills. This explains all the different skills available for your pilots. Those are the terms that you're going to need for different parts of the rules, like overkill number, bandit numbers, secondary scramble, friendly fire, all that stuff. And then the player help sheet, which gives you an example of, or not example, but it explains to you the SAR operations, stress accumulation, sight bandit attack sequences, everything that you'll be doing in the game. It just kind of gives you a quick reference sheet. But the linked campaigns is the pretty cool stuff. This is also single-sided. It explains to you how you can link your campaigns and have like kind of an ongoing thing for a couple of years if that's what you want to do. Have like a major campaign. You can select, I should say, short, long for all campaign durations. You decide if you play Marine or Navy. Choose 3 campaigns, play through in chronological order. Also choose the other 2 campaigns. Second must be same or later year, and the third obviously is same or later year. And then how many your maximum aircraft, and then for between each campaign you roll for pilots in your squadron, and it says here if you roll a pilot's reassignment number or less, they are reassigned or removed from the campaign. So you could lose these pilots that you build up, which really is interesting, because that's what happens in a war, is you're going to have attrition either through casualties or through guys being pulled off to go to different units. Here we've got the Black Sheep Squadron campaign. This one is 1943, and it is a long campaign. It's expert level, and you get the F4U Corsair. It explains everything here, all the campaign rules, how you build your squadron, and then your stress times, and all the rules that are necessary for this campaign. Then we've got multiple campaigns here for both the Marines and the Navy and the Army Air Force. You have these are all single-sided as well. One, New Britain, Midway, 3. You got Pearl Harbor, Midway again, because Midway you're going to play as either the Marines or the Navy. You actually have 2 options here. You can play as the Navy or the Marines, because they were both involved in this battle. And same locations you're going to be dealing with, but some differences here. We've got the Marines get less currency than the Navy does. They get 12 SO to 15 for the Navy, and for the 2-day, for a medium, they get 24. The Marines get 19 and 19. I say the Marines get 24 on the long and 30 for the Navy, but that's typical. The Marines always do more with less. But that will be interesting to see, and that's going to be really cool to be able to play out and see how it plays differently for the Marines and for the Navy as you play, to see how things play out for you. Coral Sea, Operation Vengeance, and we're now at Guadalcanal, New Georgia, Sumatra, if you want to get some coffee, Okinawa, Leyte Gulf, Luzon, and Wake Island. So those are your campaigns that you have in there, including the Black Sea Squadron one, which is a little bit smaller than the others, but that's because it's landscape and longer. But here is another couple of interesting pieces. You have island operations and carrier ops. So that way, if you want to run an airfield on the island, you will run the island operations, and if you want to run off the flat tops, you'll run your carrier operations. So there's plenty of game in this box, just a ton of good stuff from Dan Verssen Games, and I'm really excited to get this on the table. Everybody loves the Gullwing F4U Corsair. I think that is just one of the sexiest airplanes ever made, and get a chance to actually play it in a board game is always going to be a lot of fun. So it looks like another winner from Dan Verssen Games in the Leader series. That is Corsair Leader from DVG. So if you have not gotten it through Kickstarter, it will be available at retail fairly soon. So keep an eye out on it. I think it's going to be available end of the month or beginning of November. So go ahead and order it if you have not. And this is your bag, but you know you're going to get plenty of game in these Leader Series games from DVG. I hope that helps you guys out making some decisions. If you have any comments or questions, post them below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.